Good evening, everyone, and I think it is just the one. This is just a random ranked Tenhou lobby, which I'm just going to join in and start playing through. Yeah, I've spent the whole day cooking, which is why I have wine. If I deal in, I will be drinking some wine. If I don't deal in, I'll probably drink some wine as well, because I have wine for the first time in a while. But yeah, I spent the whole day cooking. I have a couple of hours before I'm doing a magic-style event with various people, so figured, alright, let's do some ranked matches for the time being. Because I have honestly never done that. So, good start, actually. Start with 3 pin. Marginal upside drawing 7. We do have a pair of 5s, so. But I think that's going to be better. Double shape. Versus the 135. Well, 135-7 actually is. I don't need to go with that. West to go. 5 is also Dora, so we have 3 Dora. Which is extremely significant. That means we might be calling for Tenhou if it comes off. In fact, that's so significant, I think we're actually going to break this up and go for this kind of shape. I think technically that's an efficiency loss, but it means we can call for Tenhou as our upside. We'll see, though. So West is called a set of dragons. We have a triplet of those, which is nice. Drop the free so since it's going to be awkward later. There's an argument we could have cut the 8 there. We'd still have the pair of 8s going, but thinking about locking in that Tenhou a little bit. Also, having 3 of Dora means we have a good knowledge of what's going on with this. If anyone wants to risk it, we're just going to go straight up to Dora 3. He's played a 4 dot, so he doesn't want one. Beyond that, we shall see. I'd love to call this because this also guarantees us something, but I think it's going to be better. Or actually, no. Let's go for it. Put some pressure on.
Each.
Pressure on us, of course. All right. So now we got a multitude of things we can't really discard. White Dragon 1's been played. So looks to be our safest tunnel at this point.
Each. Chi.
I'll take it. Call for Tenpai. Seven pin looks dodgy against North up top. It's probably safe to the left, but that is unfortunate. 9 pin should also be safe, given we've exhausted the 8s at this point. 1-9's already been played. Not definite, of course, but
Sumo.
okay. So now we're heading into 5. So is that positioned correctly? Just double checking. Just nudge that down ever so slightly. Okay. Mess around with that in a moment. There you go. Alright, so what are we actually looking at here? Reasonable start. Nothing spectacular. Throw the white out on turn 3. It's called by North. Keep the 1-3-7 alive. We'll cut that. 1-3-5, sorry. Good draw. We could go for a Tenhou attack, but it might be awkward. Especially now we've got 2 calls against us. 3 calls against us. Now somebody can take that. Interesting. Alright. Well, I've got to keep the red. Play the 1 so. But 6 dot pause is interesting. Most likely it's going to be North who's got the ability to mess around with that, but Okay, Toy Toy. Toy Toy, maybe Tenhou. I think ultimately we're at the point of wanting to fold, so we're going to 1 pin, 2 pin here and see.
Home.
No, but if that's going to be played.
Chi.
Alright, so it is Tenhou. So West is fine against you. West is not fine against anybody else. And that is a live Dora. We'll risk West here. Lack of Yao-Chu high tiles against the Tenhou is a bit awkward, but it is just the Tenhou Dora 1, I think.
Chi.
Alright, Tenhou Naked Weight. I don't really fear that, but... Too safe there. Two should be safe here with the early discard.
Long.
And it's Dragon Deal in. So, yeah. Little Dragons. And that immediately puts somebody under pressure. We're 80k away from actually getting any significant benefit out of this game, but last place avoidance Mahjong, which Tenhou is most of the time, is going okay. Because we were tempted to get rid of it earlier on when we knew we were up against the Tenhou, definite, but... Well, let's see. We're up to 4 pairs, which is the awkward number of pairs. But it's highly likely we're going to do something else. We could even just try and force Tenhou out of this. Let's go 5-man. Early 5-man. See what happens. Six pin is a good draw. We'll get rid of our 1. So I'm mostly looking at things that aren't involved in the 7 pairs weight at this stage. This puts us into a double pair weight if we get that. That's interesting. Get rid of one of our pairs in this position. So we have double run and a free 6, which gives us 1 from Pinfu, whichever way this goes. 6-9, free 6 would do it. Another 7. This is a bit more dangerous than the first one. Barely passed. Red Dragon. 2 of those are out, that's fine. Celebratory sip of wine since we haven't dealt in yet. There is time. Especially if we keep drinking wine. White Dragon's fine. That unfortunately gives a clue. I should really have no call on. Because it's giving clues to people. But...
Chi.
Well, now we definitely have no clues on. How's a 6-0 in this position? 6-0 is really risky in this position. I'm just going to go with 2. Still dodgy. He's not played that many, but if doesn't want anything near there is probably the best way. Thanks, Remy. Yeah, I think we're kind of out of this one. 1 away, but that was probably a call for Tenpai. Yeah, bullet free so.
Each.
Well, last place reaching. He is Vidila. It's a dodgy tile. It passed. Gives us something we can play at least. Gives us 2 things we can play, actually. Matsu is fine. We could technically draw into a Tenpai here, but we'll see. Forso would be safe against them. Nah, I don't think we can hit it from there. Unfortunate, but sometimes you have to last place avoidance. Okay, gap down to 90. So reasonable Sozu shapes here. Leave the east. There we go. So the interface got a bit stuck there. Yeah, we're still very much in east round. Pair of eights. All right, let's go for the early cut of these. This is probably going to backfire on us, but that one's next to Fedora. I'd rather get rid of the close weight now and keep the ones that are a bit more Sozu related. Strictly speaking, we're in a 7 pairs-ish position, but I don't think that's where the hand's going to go. Especially not now we've drawn 2 triplets. So we're Ishanten. Okay, so we can't get 7, so not anymore. I suppose I could have called for Tanya Toy Toy, but I still need one more for that somewhere, so that puts us into the 7 pairs. Mathematics again. So let's get rid of the 1. So it's probably the least useful tile of what I've got left anyway, and I've still got 3s and 5s that help out with this. And the 3 being helpful doesn't really change whether I've got the 1 or that, so okay, fine. So if we'd have kept that, we'd have had the 1, 2, 3 triplet. Still be Ishanten. But we've now got Tanya on top of it, and we can call the 8, so if that comes off, we can call the 4 pin if that comes off. Actually, potentially makes things better. That potentially puts us into a 9-6, so I'm actually going to take this. A little dodgy. 1 was just played, though. Lose Tanyo, gain pin 2, and possibly Ipeiko, so red should be fine. And if we drew it all at 8, we can potentially reach for a Sun Anko. Well, if we draw a 7, we can reach for a Sun Anko. We can reach for Sun Anko as well, actually, but.
Chi.
Okay. So now we're looking to just call it Toy Toy rather than do anything here. We know 2's safe. That's why we cut the 9 to try and develop us along that route. So potentially Tanyo Toy Toy. Well, yeah, potentially actually in a Suanko weight if we draw them. So okay, fine. So maximizing our chances are just the Tanyo Toy Toy, but we did technically have a Suanko draw. Okay, triplet of the Easts. We're actually in the East round, which is a rarity, but at least a rarity for when you get this triplet of them. And 1 Dora, so 2 Dora actually. Sorry. So this should be an aggressive hand. We should go aggressive on this one. But we'll see. 2-pin ultimately is the decider. If we get the 2-pin early, that's us off to the races, but that's a reasonable draw considering. Keep the red for a turn. Just 1 turn cycle. South will be safer to hold on to, but there was always a chance we draw the pair. And now we've got a reach against us. Unfortunate. So we can throw the East if we want to be absolutely safe on this one. Depends how much do we value this. 1 free's awkward, 5's awkward. I think we have to throw 1 east and see what happens. Especially since it's a dealer attack. We gotta respect the dealer attack. So we'll buy ourselves 2 or 3 turns of safety and then see where we sit. Pair of Souths are also potentially safe there. They're not a bonus tile. There's no reason he'd have held onto them unless he has an incidental pair himself. So he doesn't. Okay, that's fine. Pinzu are really awkward against this because he's played none of them. Nobody's played any Pinzu apart from a 1-pin. So these are out in terms of usefulness. And I can't remember if there was a pause on that initial one. And even if there was, he reached 5 turns later. So nothing much to read from there. 1 man is also a Suji. Close to the 2 we already discarded. White safe. So it's a little awkward to defend this one with what we got, but we'll see. Hopefully people are going to start having to force some things. On the plus side, it looks like we had a really good hand that we folded. Psychological value. Free set safe against him. Does anyone want to attack that? No. Yeah, we have a Pinzu we can play. And we shall. Also gets rid of a door, so that could be safe. That could be dangerous to everybody. So the only Mazu have been played since the reach are 2 and 4. Oh, and 7. 2, 4, and 7. So 7's technically safe. Not necessarily 2 other people, but you know, people are folding. If we'd have made the 1 pass, we'd have been Ishanten, I think. But no, we're gonna play the known entities while we got 2 discards left. All right, draw state. Lose 1,000. Don't gain any gain or lose to the current player we're worrying about for last place. And the hand is not great. It's slightly improved by the Hera South, but I say only slightly because it's not the South round yet. Follow up with the Hatsu. Okay, so if we can fill in Club Close weights, we can do stuff with this hand at least. White Dragon discard. Choose the indicators is worth getting rid of early. We've now got ourselves up to 4 pairs. Might be a 7 hands situation.
Gee.
But we'll assume that's not a call for Tenpai this early, but got to be aware of what he's doing. I mean, there might be more, in all honesty. We'll see. I honestly, just suggest I've got a spare 2 hours before I have to do things. So
Don't.
we'll deal into the dealer. All right, deal into the dealer. That's a simple one. Yeah, probably not. I don't know if I had blinders on there, but that's fine. Something to be more aware of. People will be Dharma. North. So 35. Now I'm in danger. Now I need to win a hand. Still got dealer turns to come, so it's not out of the question I can come back from this. Just regretting not making that Suanko a little earlier. North. Also, probably want to toss the free so soon. I think we do it now, actually. Just because it's close to Vidora, and I'd rather hold on to it. South's fine, we're not in the South round yet. Good draw. We're deliberately holding on to red because we know it's going to be safe against everybody.
Each.
And this is why you hold on to things that are deliberately safe against everybody. Thankfully we already had East, but find that direction. I'm not sure if that's an unusual tower for him though. Oh, we can play the red now.
1
Secondary reach. I think we're just going to follow up the 7-so here.
Go.
Yeah, we're at the part where last place avoidance matters, so we're definitely not taking risks against the reach. Or reach as. Alright, so the game is a bit more equaled up. We've got a pair of souths and our south seat in the south round. So this is the hand we want to attack with. Problem is our attack routes are probably going into a Honitsu or just hoping for incidental slow stuff, but we might as well go for it anyway. Can't say no to a double south with one Dora potentially. Oh, good God. That is unfortunate. Alright, that's a fair draw. We'll go 8-pin, 6-pin, and see if we can just divert this into a hand that gets us to dealership. So 2-man, 8-man, 5-man, 5-7, so White Dragon. Second row, bit risky, but alright, 1-3. He's going to play 1-4, so I'm assuming he doesn't need low Manzi from that.
Hung.
Now I've got Carnage to worry about. That's probably fine, but if he pulls off a win now, we're in big trouble.
Home.
Also, a lot of frees have gone, so we might just have to bullet and to get rid of a 2 and just see how this develops from there. There was still one I could keep, I guess, but we are probably not following up this nonsense. You're going to deal in instead, though. Well, that's last place. Actually, no, it's not. 1-2-5. It's a probable last place. We do, however, have Dora Dragon. And we're not far away from it either. 4's interesting. We need a pair of... Yeah, we need a pair of 4s, so we're going to have to go this way around with things. Actually, we don't need the pair of 4s, but actually... No, that was an error. Shouldn't have done that. Alright, 1 red played. Reach. Unfortunate. We'll follow up for safety on turn 1. See how things are after that. Seven's a good draw. The 4 I would have said was dodgy. That's why we went that way around, but... Well, we got a second. So 1 to go somewhere. We need to triple up the 4s. No, actually 6 is fine. He's played north. Yeah, gotta go for win rather than forcing that now. So has not been confirmed safe, so that might end up being what we end up waiting on. We'll see. East. Yeah, east is fine. So it's going to be a brave... I'll say it's going to be a brave 8, so push in a while. Alright, so that's suggesting it's a free 6. If it's an 8, it's a single weight. We'll go for it. Not helped is the fact that I need to be in Tempai here. And it could have been a free 6-9. Alright, one more draw to try and... Alright, we got Tempai. Well, assuming we can make a 6 pass, actually, or a 3. Which one of these is more likely? I think we established it was going to be a free 6 a while back, so let's go with this. We have 1. Darn it. Oh, I might have to look back at that and find out what the odds are. They were both on. Well, no dealer sounds left. It's Mangan, Hanuman to pull back. We're not going to call the first one. Gotta take the second, unfortunately. South free. I have 2 hands to do this. I didn't want to call if I could avoid it. Pair of 8s. Well, I guess we're now looking at Toy Toy. So Dragon Toy Toy for not that much value, really, but it's getting there. Alright. Dragon Toy Toy. Dragon Toy Toy Sananko would probably be our best hand here because that gives us a Mungan. We could get a direct hit and potentially change a position there. Risky tile first. We of course have to call either of these if they come off because we need something, but our plan is to just self-draw and go for Sananko. To draw tiles yourself, you don't have to worry about other people.
Home.
Alright, over the 8s. And we will be carning if we get a chance to. Depend on it. I'm not sure anybody would play a 4-so in this position, though. But we'll take the win off you. Told you Yakuhai, 10,000 points exchanged. I now need a 60k hand in the last, and we kind of have a chance for one. Dora Dragon, one played. Two played. Okay, so we're going to have to play ours. So with that being done, we're looking at Shinitsu, I think, as our most likely route for a comeback hand. I say comeback, at least 60k. Send the signal early, we see if somebody wants to open. He does, okay. That might help us. So if we can get a direct deal in from him, we will win regardless, I think. getting some good draws for this Chinitsu. If we can luck out of this game, I'll be able to be extremely happy. The jam flow is on, although we're not the only one suffering from it at the moment. This is nearly concealed Chinitsu. It's not quite there, I don't think, with the next draw, unless... I'm trying to calculate in what world this is a concealed Chinitsu, but I don't think we do it in one more draw.
Boom. Chi.
Yeah, that was an error. That was an error. I got greedy, I saw the call and went for it. That is not what I was supposed to do there. And that might be my undoing, we'll see.
Boom. Long.
Yeah, alright. I'm not sure I would have changed the overall result of that, but definitely I shouldn't have called that free, so should have let that go. Oh well, queuing up for another one. Down 60 plus 60. That's how we're going to go for this. Slumboys asked me if I'm up for a game of Magic. I would have been if I hadn't started this, actually. Maybe I should go and switch that. If I lose this next one, I might just switch the stream into a Magic stream, randomly. Okay. 3 pairs. We probably don't want that at the moment. We are sitting north. We no need to really go all out at the moment. We'll see how everything else works out for us. It's reasonable-ish. No, the thing is I worked out what I needed and that I just saw the call and went for it. Again, I'm not 100% sure that would have made that much difference given how the hand's shaped out, but... yeah, I needed a 2, a 4, really, rather than the 1 going for that. No, I didn't need a 4, 2 or a 5. Memory's awkward, but I basically didn't need that. Let's get rid of 6. Basically, we've got a pair of these. I know we've got multiple pairs now, but we have Tenhou attack as a potential option here. We have 7 pairs as a possibility, I guess. Okay. Well, I've already dropped 2 pairs, so 7 pairs is definitely what I should have been going for. Lone 9 and Lone 9 was a mistake, but the 6s potentially were, although I'm not sure what I would have discarded on basis of what I've got here. It was the easiest tile to disassociate with the hand. Still, at this point we need to be aware of what other people are doing. That's a middle 5 that's come out. 3 doesn't do a lot for us. Let's actually start cutting pairs. Since we have too many of them, move ourselves into a more Pinfu friendly shape. Okay, a little dodgy. Double run available, so the free man's now our loose tile. Try it now. Probably at the point where we don't want to be going for things anymore, though. We're still... well, now we definitely don't. We're too far behind to really make many inroads. Red Dragon's fine. We only have 4 more draws left, and I think we need 3 of them to be good for us to actually hit tempo. North's fine. And we got the 2 safe tiles.
Sumo.
Alright, deal or sumo. Not the worst for us, honestly, but that was a Hanneman. Yeah, that was a good hand. This is why you respect the dealer reach. They get expensive. Alright, so starting north, we have a pair of Yakuhai. We have a reasonable shape here. Would love for these to have been Dora instead of what they are, but alas, what can you do? Start with west.
Home.
Alright, 1 Dragon's Call. We're probably not playing our green anymore. Not until it's been proven safe. 1 Dora. There we go. Proven safe. Not going to take that because I feel that we want to hold that off. Potentially safe tiles later. And if the hand actually gets somewhere, no, we're going to save tiles. We lost the ability to get 1 hand, but that's all you lose by doing that. And what I gain is 2 turns of safe tiles later in the game if I need them. Try 7 pin here. It's likely our last chance to get rid of it. Given nobody's played any pins up to that point. And yeah, now we definitely can't play it. So with that equation changed, we now play our norths. And these are the 2 turns of safe tiles that we bought. So potential Peiko is a thing. 5 though is a safe tile. Certainly what everybody else is thinking on that regard. Let's risk it. So Ishan 10 for 7 pairs. We have 1 safe discard against it, so it's probably worth considering for. Can play the 6. One was played recently, and I don't remember there being a pause there. We also now have 2 Doras, so of course. Oh, it's tempting, but no. Suji. Red Dragon's fine. Yeah, it's seeming unlikely at the moment. We needed somebody to risk a 7, so... See 888 though. How many 6s do we see? 1, 2... Not enough to confirm the 7. Well, I'm going to say Shanton for the moment. We might get a shot at going for it, but we have 2 7s if we need to worry about it. Now I'd like to go for it. Four's not been proven safe though. And I've got Condor to worry about. Yeah, okay. I wanted to go for it. But we'll show you some restraint here. If we had the ability to reach right then and there, I'd have taken it. Dora 3. Pon, cut the 4.
Home. Sumo.
Alright, didn't matter. We still were 1 call away, so I'm not entirely sure there was a massive point to doing that, but... Alright, start south. So here, the 1 semi-isolated, we then got the 3, which is. 8's also isolated, so we'll play that first. 2 tiles help us onto Pinfu, get rid of 1-2, hopefully go. Yeah, pair of 7s doesn't really do a lot for us, but it's probably slightly more useful than the Friso. And a red. So dragons are out, Easts are out, so most of the bonus tiles are gone. About to draw a Force though, just predicting it now. Actually, a Friso would be even better with this hand because that gives us the Sanchku possibility. Working backwards. Okay, cut the 1-2 in this position. So you have 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, spare 4 really. But it gives us a few options up there. And 2 doesn't really change what we're going for with this position. And we can always cut the 5 and potentially go for other things. It's also kind of tempting to see if we can force a Chinitsu out of this one, but that might be being too greedy. A 9 has just been played though. Wrong 9. So call 4s, cut that. I mean, even Toy Toy is a potential option from here. Well, I mean, I said it, but... that advances along both. So I could call that, have... no, I'm going to say no. Alright, the greed's off. We're going to play the 4. We'll see if that backfires on us later, but we're re-shanting now for things. Not that thing. I should also be looking what I'm discarding at this point in the game. Pair of 1s. Oh, I have no idea if I'm being greedy or not anymore. Alright, fine. 4. So pair. We need a lot of help to get that Chinitsu to work. There's 1 played. There's not a lot of Manzu tiles played, it has to be honest. Just while I quickly work out what my hand actually is. I'm E-Shanten for a Chinitsu. As much as it pains me to get rid of a 9 there, it's the only one I know is safe. The 2 that I'm probably going to have to discard if the right tile comes up here. Nope. Can't call them the last tile. 4 player each. We were close. Maybe if I'd have fully committed, but I don't think we would have got the tiles available. If I'd have kept the 9, maybe. But 9 was the only one I knew for sure was going to be safe. Ah, well. Easter start. Triplet of the 1s. You say. Hatsu. Playing a 9 since that's the most isolated thing we've got at the moment. Most isolated terminal, most isolated middle tile, and then we'll see. 4's just not useful with what we got there at the moment, but that now makes it useful, so it's now a 6. So the question is closed weight versus edge weight. 2-3 versus 7. So arguably this is the worst one. Although now we draw a pair of them. Guess we'll get rid of that. So it's looking like putting us into a pair weight for 6-3, which is not the best. We see 2 4s and 6 of them played. We're going to play the 5 against that. Because obviously we have to be careful about what you're doing. Probably not a Chinitsu based on the 1-2, but probably a Tenhou and something.
Pom.
Tenhou Toy Toy. I have a safe tile, which he might as well play at this point because... Actually, we've got 2 safe tiles. Because obviously, he made 2 calls. We have to assume he's tempai at all times now.
Pom.
Alright, so just Toy Toy, probably on a tile Toy Toy. Shouldn't possibly, based on what's out. He also just did get Dora free, so Toy Toy Dora free is enough. Certainly enough that I should not be going into that. Certainly enough that that west is kind of convenient.
Each.
That's a lot of aggression into this.
Pom.
Alright, naked weight, Dora 4, Toy Toy. I have 2 safe tiles. 3 safe tiles. Alright, one of these is going to deal into somebody. Downside is... Alright, thankfully that's the best of us. So, it was a reach Nomi against a known Hanneman, which feels a bit crazy to me, but hey, it worked. And I guess given... Well, actually, they weren't dealer at the time. So maybe they're just hoping to cut things off or try and protect against this hand. You could probably play around it, but once you've reached, you've got no hope of things. Who knows? They needed, obviously, a reach to make any kind of Yaku, which I guess is a consideration for why they did, but I was definitely out of that hand. We did also have a no 10 in the previous hand, so that kind of makes people a little more inclined to go for things, I guess, but... Anyway, this is looking good for Tenhou. Tenhou and Dora, of course. Nice. Let's get rid of the 6 here. This potentially opens up a 3-sided shape here. We can also luck into things. We need to get rid of one of our pairs, ultimately, if this is going to develop further. I mean, that actually is a little disappointing, given that we just got rid of the 6. Keeping a double 6-7 there would actually have helped us a bit. Get rid of 2, get rid of 4. There's more things we can go for Tenhou. So these have also become quite expensive on this board at the moment. This is also a hand we could do with winning, if we have any aspirations to go higher than second. Blazed. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the guy with calls could always try and fold out, but he wasn't going to with the Hanneman. Alright, Ishanten for Tenhou. Red 1 has been played. Oh, God. 1 had been played, and he's hit 3 Dora off of that. Okay, so last place avoidance Mahjong is failing again. 1 out, he had to have the pair of them for that to unfortunately be the deal in. Have I got the... So that's right, this is a new setup, so who knows? I don't actually... Sorry, I'll do that once I've concentrated on this. Did I set the interaction to the normal? Yeah, it's on ultra low. Yeah, I know when I make a new one, it has a tendency to jump back to normal, but... Okay. So, we're 54 down with 4 hands to go, including a dealer turn. So, the important thing here is not to panic. It is still very possible to make it back from this. What we don't want to do is go on tilt and just deal into another obvious hand, which is tempting to do. Okay, Ish and 10. Nope, not quite. We'd have to get rid of a pair to do this, but that is a favourable shape at least.
Home.
Okay, that gives us Ishan 10. We can potentially be waiting on the Suji, whichever way we do this. Probably waiting on the 4-pin, given the options. 1-6 has already been played after all, so... This is more about moving the game on, rather than this necessarily getting any value out of this hand. We have a dealer turn left, so we don't have to force the hand to be valuable. Get rid of the 8 from our hand. Because we don't need a pair, we can't afford to keep that. As much as a triplet would probably be fine. Okay, CG trap on the 4. So it's a cheap 1,000-point hand, but for the moment, it's as good as we can manage. Eight-pin safe against you. Red safe. The important thing is not to overplay. So if somebody now gives us another indicator here, or we get something that's absolutely dangerous to play to the left, we're kind of out. We sumoed. That's fine. So trash hand moves us a little closer. Moves the game on to our dealer turn. But yeah, we were out the moment we drew anything dangerous is the important distinction with what we were doing there. Calling for Tenpai and having Tenpai is absolutely fine. But if you don't need it, which we didn't, because 1,000 points, we could definitely done without 1,000 points if it came to it. That's not the hand that was going to make us give us a comeback, but it is the hand we could potentially lose the game on. That's interesting. Let's go 2 here. So we've got potential Ipeiko, potential Pinfu, potential Tanya. A few options for this one. Potential Sanshouku as well, I think. Well, I mean, less likely with Sanshouku at missingly, but... 9 does nothing. So south call in a south round from the dealer. Pair of 2s. We have a pair of 3s for the pair, so we're going to get rid of our 7 now. And aim for the 6-9. Again, we have a pair of 3s that we're probably going to be using, but that might be changing depending on things. If the 3 becomes safe, absolutely that's our one that's getting rid of. Oh, that's a bad tile to draw after that reach. Gonna play the 2 again. As much as I would love to keep the 2-4-6 shape, we can't afford to play a 5-man immediately against that. I mean, we are getting kind of rewarded for that, but... CG. It's a half CG and not the best, but don't have a lot of definites here. Gee, call for Tenpai. 3-pin 5-man. Neither of which are going to be played against him, but... Oh boy. Well, we played a 1, we played a 4. Let's hope the 1-4-7 vein is fine. No consideration for 7 pairs simple in that position. It's going to be too slow, and we got that after the reach had happened, so... Oh, 7-man is really awkward here. And I'm out of safe tiles.
Don't.
Yeah. There's a close one there. So my reasoning for the 8 in that position is we saw 1 on the table. If in doubt, play what you see. Of course, that doesn't necessarily follow it's going to be safe, but we didn't have a lot of good options there. So two hands to go, basically. We need a Mungan. Mungan Sumo here would be fine. But either way, a Mungan is required now. I suppose the argument for not playing the 8 in that position was that it doesn't actually keep us in tempo. But when you have no safe tiles, you should probably play this risky one that's going to keep you in the game. But yeah, 8 I considered as probably the safest of what we had options for. And alas, it wasn't. We've also kept these dragons too long, but... Well... It's not impossible that Shinitsu could happen here. All 3 of them are safe to a dealer. First south. We are sitting south for this round as well, so another one of those would be awesome. There was Fedora we discarded there, but kind of had to. Oh, god darn it. Okay. I've only got 5 more draws left to try and make this happen, so it's probably not going to. But at least we got rid of Fedora before we had to worry about this.
Each.
Alright, Reach. We know 8 and 7 are safe against the Reach, so we'll play both of them. As much as we don't want him to win, we probably do need him to. We'll see. Nah, one more draw. We're not going to get Senpai with this one.
Sumo.
And that's the worst. Well, we weren't getting 3 of that, but that is a Mungan. Alright, so basically now we can't win this. Can't even get to 3rd at the moment. Oh boy. 14,000 then. Last chance saloon. Gonna keep the dragon though. Should probably get the south rather than the dragon, but you know, we made a start on this. Mistakes have been made already with this hand. Oh well.
Each. Home.
No, we're counter-attacking this because we only have 1,000 points anyway, so any kind of sumo is death for us. Therefore, we are definitely attacking now. Okay, 3647.
Sumo.
And that's game. Alright, well, I'm going to call the stream there. 2 losses. Perfect. Well, we're getting back to first down in a hurry. But hey, we'll then be able to stream our way back up to second. Alright, thanks for joining us. I'll probably do another one of these randomly tomorrow at some stage, but we'll see. Until then...